Okay, we
Oh, yes.
are live. Hello and welcome to Talk Chef. I am one of your hosts, Reka.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
We've got a very special guest here. We've got the one and only, the hilarious Jessica Ross.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my God, how we love Jess. Jess, if you want to watch Jess's stuff, you gotta go over to Jessica Ross Comedy on Instagram. You gotta check Jess out on Dropout. You gotta check out Kim and Katie on Dropout. You gotta check out Erotic Clubhouse on Dropout. Oh, baby, you're gonna like it. We're so excited to have you, Jess.
Yes. Here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, guys, you guys know the deal. This is a food charity-based live stream. Okay, that dog knows it. I know it. You know it. Okay. And this season, we are donating all of our proceeds to Heart of Dinner, which is an organization that helps deliver food and groceries to the elderly Asian community in New York City. A really cool organization. We're getting lots of love from them. So we would love to give them a little bit of donations, whether it's $1, whether it's $5,000. If we have some Mr. Moneybags in the audience, we would love it.
Oh, Dr. Money.
We love the money. Okay. So yeah, anything you donate is totally wonderful. All that info is in the description of this video, and I'll be popping it in the chat throughout the live stream. Just Venmo at JORDANMYR1CK with a little note, Heart of Dinner or donation or Talk Chef. And that's all going to be tallied up at the end of the season. And if you're like, hey, fuck you guys, I want to write this off on my own taxes. Fuck off. I fucking hate this live stream.
You fucking bitches.
If you're like that, we still love you. And if you donate on your own, that's great. You can send us a receipt and we'll add it to the tally, or you can truly be like, fuck off. And keep all that stuff super private. So that's our first little order of business. And our second order of business is actually a pretty big deal. Jess, something we didn't tell you. Just like every episode of Top Chef has a quick fire.
Oh my God.
Almost every episode of Talk Chef. Okay. Yeah. Kind of a big deal. And you might be thinking, oh, okay, well, I can surely half-ass this, right? I guess. You decide, because I guess. The prizes are pretty big. One of the prizes is you win a deed to the Terlato Wine Vineyard.
Ever heard of it?
Have you heard of it?
No.
Yeah, no one has. It's a secret wine that Top Chef was sponsored by from seasons 8 to, 14. It's not a wine that you can find anywhere. We've heard it's disgusting.
Ooh.
It's available in large quantities. I think the smallest glass is 4,000 gallons. So you'll get a deed.
A deed? Like to the building?
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty big.
It's located in a disgusting, stinking oil pit in the middle of Napa Valley.
Oh.
Not the Napa Valley you're thinking of.
It's not that. Oh, wait. Were you thinking of the Napa Valley?
I feel stupid now because I was.
No, not that one.
It's not that one. It's the other one.
The different one.
The lowercase n.
Yeah.
And Valley is misspelled. It's got one L.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You could also win your own suite of broken GE appliances. It's incredible. An oven that doesn't get up the temperature, a fryer that breaks the moment you touch it. This stuff could be yours, just like the stuff you see on Top Chef.
Some of that stuff already is mine, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I think we shop at the same store.
I think my landlord might have won this quick fire. And anything that breaks, they're just bringing to me.
Landlord was on Talk Chef. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, last week your landlord was Tucker Reynolds.
Oh, damn.
Beautiful. So just this quick fire is the shortest quick fire in Top Chef history. It is 45 seconds. Okay.
Seconds.
Wow.
Seconds,
Okay.
not
I
minutes.
heard it as long as a Talenti
Yeah, this is a lot. Wait, what were you gonna say? As long as
Padma said it like 10 times. We're giving you 45 minutes because of how Talenti slow churns their gelato. I was like, yeah, all right, 45.
Finally, okay, guys, Talk Chef listeners, finally we can reveal the reason why we've chosen 45 seconds. It's to honor the 45 minutes Talenti takes to slow churn their
honor
their 6-7 layer bean dip gelato.
Absolutely. We're huge Talenti.
Talenti, yeah.
Their ice cream is good though. They don't have to sell me. I don't care how many minutes they churn it. It's delicious.
They can afford it out.
I'm mad because they had a thing on Twitter that was like, sign up for this email and you can get a free pint of Talenti gelato delivered to your house during this week's episode of Top Chef.
Wow.
And I was like, this is for no one if not me. And I signed up, and then the day of, they were like, sorry, we don't have any pints. I was like,
what?
Excuse me? What?
I know we're delaying this really heated quickfire, but do you remember, Jess, when Lactaid was doing something where they sent, I did it, where it was like, hey, Postmates will deliver a whole Lactaid milkshake kit to anywhere you want in Los Angeles for free. And I was
no,
like,
I don't remember this.
I got it delivered to the College Humor office, and it's like a half gallon of regular Lactaid milk, a half gallon, and then like 2 pints of Lactaid ice cream, and then sprinkles. And I got
Lactaid brand?
Huh?
Lactaid brand?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like a punishment. Was it good? I don't remember this.
I didn't make milkshakes out of it. I just, because I can't make a milkshake at the office. Who am I? So I just.
You can make deviled eggs. Allie brought in their
Oh my God.
like...
Allie brought an egg boiler to the office once and made fucking 10 hard-boiled eggs en masse.
It was like a carousel for little eggs that you could just devil your eggs, right?
Cute.
Yeah. It's not devil, it's hard boiled.
Devil would be fucking chaotic.
There's a little saw that cuts them in half.
Oh, does anyone
mix it up with mayo?
Where's the College Humor communal paprika? Incredible. Already off the rails. So Jess, this is 10 questions that you have to answer in 45 seconds. These are not trivia questions. These are Jess questions, like personal preference questions.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for your quick fire?
Yeah.
Okay. I will start the timer the moment Ruth finishes question 1.
Okay.
What is your favorite layered dessert?
Tiramisu.
What's better, layered sweet or layered savory?
Savory.
Talenti gelato, hot or not?
Hot.
Subtle product placement or obvious product placement?
Can you repeat the question?
Subtle product placement or obvious product placement?
For them, I think subtle.
What is too many layers in a dish?
Well, are they repeat layers? I would say 5 of one type of thing.
Padma with or without bangs?
Oh God, without maybe.
Who would you rather have lunch with, Gregory or Kwame?
Gregory.
Is Richard Blaze too white?
Yes.
Oh, okay, we hit 45, but that was incredible. We got 8 of the 10 questions.
That was really
wow.
And you answered them all correctly. When you said tiramisu for layer, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Not a tiramisu fan.
Ooh, coffee.
Jordan,
but, you could make it with a different flavor than coffee.
Yeah, you could make
You could make a
Hong Kong milk tea tiramisu.
That's right.
That's true. Melissa made that. Okay, that's true. What tiramisu would you make for me other than coffee?
Yeah, and it is for Jordan, by the way.
What are you cooking for me?
Yeah, I'm cooking over after this, so don't play around.
I mean, I've seen very beautiful ones with matcha. Pretty much any type of what you would have as like a morning breakfast thing, because it's really, you take the cookies. Yeah, you can make a hot chocolate one, of course.
Chocolate.
You could make an alcohol-y one, like with Bailey's or with Kahlua, with that's the one I made at Christmas, was a Bailey's one, and people went nuts. And I did the whipped part with like egg white that then you like fold in. It wasn't a vegan version,
Oh
but
my
it was
God.
pretty good.
We gotta get tiramisu later. I want tiramisu.
We gotta get tiramisu here.
Yeah.
We gotta get to the Top Chef kitchen.
We
Staff.
wheel it in. Yeah. There's the little forklift. Incredible. So let's jump right on into this episode. This is episode 3 of season 18, Portland. Now, Jess, before we like really tuck in here, are you a Top Chef fan? I know the answer, but are you?
Fan. I'm not a super fan like you guys. I think you and Trap being so into it at the office and it seems so fun, I kind of started watching it.
Yeah.
And my first season was Colorado, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. That's a whole season of Sweeties.
It was a good cast. They were all so nice and friendly. Then I went back and watched old ones like Vegas, and I was like, ooh, this is like barf next to like what I just watched. But I did like that season, yeah. And then I loved Padma's dress in the beginning as well. She has a white with the blue, and she's
she's like going to the Oscars, and she's like, "Welcome to Top Chef Colorado."
It's so every time the episode would start, I'd be like, just wow.
I mean, she's so wonderful. She's so wonderful.
Do you watch her cooking videos on Instagram? Yeah. I love them. Yeah. And her little dog is so cute. When she first got it, she was like, I'm not, this is going to be up to you to watch it. And then every day they're like in the same outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. We love her.
She's perfect.
This is great. Okay. I'm already loving this. So let's dive right in. Mm-hmm. We got our quick fire here. A very branded quick fire. A very Merry Christmas for all, to make a 3-layered dessert inspired by Talenti gelato, which is churned for 45 minutes. And thus, like, you will get 45 minutes to complete it. A dessert challenges always throws people for a loop, but I think Top Chef has, as it has gone on, they have cut more and more of the interviews out that go, oh, dessert, I don't like dessert. I'm a savory guy or whatever. The chefs used to really be fucking annoying about dessert.
Yeah, that's me though. Honestly, if I was on Top Chef, that would be me.
No. Listen. I get if it's like bake something. This is just like a dessert. You could even
fucking do yeah.
You could probably do like a cheese course if you wanted. Someone was thinking about you, Jordan, because they were planting sunchokes.
Aww.
That's so sweet. Also, you can plant sunchokes. Okay, sorry, I'll hop to the chat. Rika, keep saying what you were saying.
Okay, yes. I love dessert. This challenge is great. The Talenti gelato really looked so fucking good. The branding worked.
They look gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, I'm rushing out to get me some Talata.
I'm gonna get you Talata.
What's it called?
Talenti gelato.
That's why, because it's Talenti gelato.
Oh, Jordan, your mic is super muted.
Oh my God, that's me. I'm actually a mess tonight. Wow. Okay. I'm combining Talenti and gelato into one word, but I've had it a bunch of times and it's delicious.
And you were also combining Turlato in a way.
I kind of am, I'm a product of everything that's led me up to this point, and I'm doing a fusion.
Yeah. Wow. The one type of Talenti gelato I will not try is Turlato. I think it would be very disgusting.
Dirt chunks is the
fucking dirt and mice in it.
Yeah. Talenti's like the fancy one in the store. When I feel like we're having like a real kind of night, you get the Talenti.
My friends who were, like the type of friend, like a Mike Trapp, who's like a very good host.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, do you want wine, beer, or I also have spirits, or whatever. Talenti is what that person offers when they have ice cream.
Wow.
I had a friend
have like vanilla Talenti. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not even like they have one exciting Talenti. It's like they have every flavor of Talenti.
I remember my friend who was a really good host in New York. She was like, oh, do you want some ice cream? We have salted caramel. I say caramel, but even just caramel, I'm like,
wow. Oh my
Talenti.
God.
And I was like, and you're offering that to me?
That anyone can even have a pint of ice cream that they bought in the the action is not to eat it immediately that night, that it would last more than one night is very
To offer
fancy
to
to
a
me.
guest?
Yeah,
That's
to have,
the
if you have a big one, maybe, but a pint, I'm like, that's
story
done.
of Passover is like a talent to last.
Yeah, I had to give my girlfriend some of my Ben and Jerry's last night, and I was like pissed about it.
Yeah, I think that's actually a problem, Jordan.
Like, I didn't buy this for you.
Yeah.
Well, me and Kate are both eat the chunks in it. So then whoever gets it first gets all the chunk, and we're just left with the ice cream. And it's
Now, this is actually an excellent time to bring up something completely unrelated to what this live stream is about. I posted a tweet, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, that said ice cream should have 50% to 70% more chunks.
And I agreed.
And Jordan agreed.
I agreed.
Because Jordan is well. And you seem well too, Jess. I had some people saying, like Patrick McDonald, enemy of the pod,
of the podcast,
saying stuff like, that's too much, then you're losing the ice cream. And I'm like, what on absolute earth are you talking about?
Yeah, not to be rude, but like, are you dumb? Like, I like like you're losing the ice cream. You can't find it. It's all enrobed in ice cream.
Yes.
I mean, to me, ice cream is like dessert sauce, and it's meant to bind the other aspects of whatever's in it. I would never, I mean, I can't say never, of course I would eat it, but a little cup of ice cream means nothing to me versus.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, if I said, here's soup. Here's a minestrone soup. And it had 5 little pasta blobs, 3 little carrot chunks, 2 little peas.
Little peas.
I'm like,
think about when you go to a restaurant and you order ravioli and they give you 3 ravioli.
Are you
it's
like
inappropriate?
Are you like, wow, I'm so glad I only got 3 ravioli? Or are you like, I want 50 to 70% more ravioli?
So like, I wish I was dead right now because I paid $18 for 3 ravioli.
And you're talking about Olive Garden, right? Because that's where I experienced that. And at the restaurant that used to be underneath the College Humor building.
Oh my God.
And Elaine, thank you for clarifying. I said 50 to 70%. No. I want, well, if you give me an ice cream that's 50 to 70% total chunks, I will eat that. I was merely asking for 50 to 70% more.
Yeah.
I just want cookie dough. I love that Ben and Jerry's is selling just the chunks. I think that's good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I just had to get that off my chest. Okay, so great.
Agreed.
We're in our burlado, whatever fucking challenge.
Yeah.
And our chefs seem to be pretty comfortable with it. And here are the dishes that they made. Brittany makes, I already know every single part of this that Jordan will react to, a rum gingerbread trifle with caramel apples and salted whipped cream.
Yeah, I don't think quite my thing.
I think it's quite my thing. I love a rum gingerbread situation. My only thing is, I think this would be too sweet.
That's the thing. Yeah. Once caramel is involved, I feel like you need something kind of more like bitter to like balance it out. Otherwise it's like,
it's too sugary. I agree. Okay. Byron made goat cheese ice cream with fig and date jam with brioche, walnuts, and pistachios.
Hell yeah. Yeah. When he was saying his, I thought it sounded the best. I feel like he's kind of under the radar, and I bet he's going to pop up as a big contender later on.
He's kind of bad at first, but now he seems kind of good.
Yeah. I feel like he'll make it to like a Restaurant Wars or something.
Yeah.
And maybe beyond, but like hard to tell from just a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Dawn made a parfait of toasted rice mousse, blackberry caramel, and black sesame crumble.
Sure.
Yeah. I love blackberries.
I love blackberries. I love sesame. Toasted rice is absolutely my shit. This has like earthy stuff going on. I just ate a bunch of beets, which is why my fingers look like that.
Always eating a bunch of beets.
I'm always eating a bunch of beets.
You get them in the jar, or you get them prepared yourself?
I pickled my beets.
Oh, okay. So you're doing the pickling. Yeah. I bought my first raw on their own beets, and I made a beet sauce.
Yum.
It turned out really good.
That sounds delicious.
Beets can do anything to me.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie made a crispy burnt end brownie with toasted sesame seed, yuzu, strawberry compote, and chocolate gelato.
I mean, definitely. Yeah.
For
I
sure.
love yuzu.
I wouldn't have expected it in this dessert because it's such a, at first glance, like brownie and strawberry. And then Jamie put in that sesame seed and that yuzu, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. She's so cute too. She's like the cutest.
She's very, yes, she's someone I think is also another, like a bit of a sleeper hit where people aren't going to expect her to win stuff and she's going to come out of nowhere and fucking come up with something really cool. Chris made hazelnut cake with smoked chanterelle pastry cream. That is a mushroom, Pinot Noir blueberry puree, and candied hazelnuts.
I would definitely give it a try. I don't know. It would be my first thing to order.
Yes, if they were like
Krista.
Chris is the guy from New Hampshire. He's a little reserved. Yes. And his ingredient choice was butter in the first episode.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a freak for hazelnuts. I love vegetables.
Definitely.
Love vegetables in my desserts. Love fruit in my desserts. I don't know if all this works for me. If they were like, you can only try one, this would not be the one I'd pick.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I can't read them either. They're like interesting. And I'm like, is that good interesting or bad interesting? But if they're not in the bottom, then you don't know.
Exactly. Okay, then Kiki made. Sorry. Oh, because it says stewed pieces. I was like, Reka, on the fly, you have to figure out what that is. Peaches. Stewed peaches with a shortbread crumb. We happen to know this kind of didn't work out, so it didn't look the best.
I'm gonna say no, it didn't. I love Kiki, but it didn't wow me in a way that I wanted something from her to wow me.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely order it if that's like hearing it sounds good.
Yeah.
I was curious why when the crust didn't work, and I maybe don't know anything about it, but like why keep it in like a flour world that would take so long to cook and not grab some graham crackers and some butter or something real quick?
Yeah, I think you gotta deviate from like the cobbler vibe and kind of go somewhere and make a cream. Layers, and then get something else as like your crunch. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Avishar made a Buckeye inspired dessert. It was a Buckeye bonbon with brown butter and liquid graham cracker.
That sounds really good.
Fuck me up all day with this shit.
Has anybody had the 7-layer bar vegan Ben and Jerry's?
Yes!
It is so good. It is the best. I like ice cream fine, but I'm much more of a soft serve kind of person.
Me too.
But the Ben and Jerry's 7-layer, first of all, the chunk's unreal. There is a graham cracker swirl in it.
Oh, damn.
That is one of the best things I've ever had. And I don't care about graham crackers, just to be clear. Like, that's not something that matters to me.
That's like so fucking bigoted. But yeah, continue.
It is next level. Rika's always coming for me. It is next level. It is so good.
I'm gonna write this down. 7-layer
coconut dream bar, right?
Coconut. Oh, I love coconut dream bar.
It is so good. We were just having it. I'm obsessed with it. But when they said his like liquid graham cracker, that's what I imagined. So this sounds so good to me. And this did push Avishar into my top 3.
I love Avishar has always been capital B, capital S. It sounds like I'm going to say bullshit. Big sweetie.
Yeah, I know. His reaction was so sweet too. I thought he was like going to start crying. And he was like, I never win anything.
I want to give him a hug. I feel that our families could get along in a way that it's beautiful to see a South Asian person thrive on this show. And I love it. And I'm here for it. There's been 4 in the entire history. Okay. I also want to add on to Jordan's ice cream comment. I fucking love that ice cream. And I will add, if you like graham cracker swirls.
I do. I like graham crackers.
So Jess, this applies to you in 2 ways. And Jordan, this applies to you in 1. Handles. Handles is an ice cream shop located in the Philadelphia suburbs. And weirdly, in Del Mar. It has 2 locations in 2 places I have lived. And they have an ice cream that is my favorite ice cream I've ever had in my life called Graham Central Station. It is graham cracker ice cream with a graham cracker swirl and chocolate covered graham cracker bits.
Damn.
I gotta go to Handles.
You have to go to Handles. My friend gave me a gift card 3 years ago and I have not used it.
Oh, wait,
I have-
can I just say really quickly, I was looking at this and I was like, my shoulders look so backer.
Because of your chair?
It's my pillow. I have a dark colored pillow, so I have to switch it out. But I've been looking at that since the episode started, and I was like, whoa, something is like going on with my shoulders, and I didn't hate it.
I didn't see it until you said it, and then I saw it so much.
So long.
Wait. I have to bring up.
It was like you were a puppet or something.
Yeah. Or like you were, like you're like a kid in like a big man suit or something. Jess wrote a sketch that did not get produced at college that I think about so often that I think was called Weird Shaped Genie or something. And it was after Aladdin, the live action Aladdin came out, and like everyone was like, Will Smith looks so weird.
Yeah.
This sketch where Raph plays Genie and all the description, like normally when you write a character description, it's like Jordan, like long hair, glasses, parentheses. It's like the Genie, big wrists, small hands, giant head, small face.
I remember sending that to TJ, our special effects guy, and he was just like, we can never make this. Why are you sending this to me?
So funny in the room, though. Just big wrists and small hands is so funny. And that's what Jordan, you also looked like in that moment.
I looked wild. I've been looking at myself since the beginning, being like, something in this.
Oh my God. Wow. I'm really sorry, guys. We're going off the rails, but we don't have to.
Sorry.
We're professionals. Okay. So then Maria made a Puerto Rican arroz con leche with fried plantains, honey, and sea salt.
I thought that sounded good.
That sounds so good to me.
I was frustrated when they were like, wow, this is a big dessert. And it was like a quarter of a talenti.
I know. I was like, it always bugs me unless it's like comical. Like, I don't know. I guess like, just, you're not going to eat all of it regardless of the size because you're sampling 13 desserts.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It happened later in the episode too, and they gave them one of those like hat looking plates where it's like a little scoop and then long wings, and it was so like probably this much food, and they were like, whoa, how are we gonna eat all this?
So full already. Okay, then we have Shoda, who made smoked whipped yogurt with matcha miso crumbles and yuzu kiwi.
Yeah, that sounds good. Classy.
Listen, matcha crumble is what unfortunately my blood is made of. Okay, Sarah made, I already know Jordan's reaction, a matcha dusted cream puff with grilled strawberries and miso whipped cream.
Yeah.
This is a big.
I thought this looks so stinking good. I really like Sarah. Everything she makes, I'm like, that looks like what I would probably order.
And I don't know if I was imagining it. It looked really huge. It looked like I could stick my whole face in it.
Yeah. I love cream and bread. And,
a big fucking eclair. Or like,
Jordan, are you not a matcha fan?
I'm not, and I know that's wrong, and I understand that, but I'm not big into like fruit or matcha, so that dessert doesn't really do anything for me. I'm really into chocolate and citrus when it comes to desserts.
Chocolate is incredible.
But
I
don't like coffee. I don't like matcha. I don't like fruit. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. So that's my bias. No,
and you know what? That's why I'm here to the equalizer, like I'll eat all of that, and that's what's nice. We won't have to fight.
I definitely think I used to be more just only chocolate desserts or peanut butter, like really rich and creamy, and now I try more other things, and then I'm like, oh, I do like this.
I remember I had not been introduced to those flavors until moving to New York. And my roommate, whose family was Hong Kong, we went to an ice cream shop and they had green tea ice cream. She's like, you should try this. And I was like, okay. And she truly changed my life. I had never had matcha, and that is like that is in my top 10 foods of all time.
Wow, I've never heard that origin story. That's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. Okay, great. We'll never know what Gabe or Gabriel made. So then on the bottom, we have Brittany, Kiki, and Maria. And on top, we have Byron, Avishar, and Sarah. And our winner is Avishar. Yay!
All right.
We love a win for Avishar. What a good person. Then we move on to the elimination challenge, which is to make a dish inspired by Pan-African cuisine. And then I love that idea. And I love too that and Gregory has made a point of doing this several times, but they keep shouting out Black Lives Matter as a movement in Portland. And because this was filmed during a lot of the Portland protests and all the violence that was happening from the hands of the police. So I appreciated Bravo leaving that in. I appreciated Gregory taking, that time to point all that stuff out. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I thought also to highlight some of these lesser known businesses in Portland, because I think it's really embarrassing how white and how Eurocentric the culinary scene is. And then even this is no shade to Portland specifically. I like Portland, but even when you go to Portland now, it's their biggest cuisines that you see and that are pushed most are Southern food made by white people, and then kind of upscale, French, Spanish, whatever. And there's other stuff too that I just don't see pushed as heavily or thought of as much when you think of Portland. Well,
you see, even Gabriel is I feel embarrassed because he's a Portland native. He's I don't find this food, and it's to your point, it doesn't get pushed as stuff. Go try this. This is an excellent restaurant.
And you're embarrassed if you're a chef that has the means to try food from other cultures and you don't. You should be embarrassed. If you live in a town where you don't have access, you can't travel, you're low income, that's not your fault. But if you're living in one of the major food meccas of the country or have money to travel, try other places, and you're not doing it, that's your own fault. And as a chef, as anyone, I think you should be a little embarrassed. And I think especially as a chef.
Absolutely. I feel embarrassed as a person. And I've always thought I will never be on Top Chef. That's not a thing I will do. But I've always thought I would never want to be on a show like this unless I had been around the block on all types of cuisines.
Yeah.
To know what a good, nasi lemak tastes like and what a bad one tastes like, those really specific things. And you do see, not to keep harping on the point, but you see the kind of stuff chefs can get away with saying, well, I'm not an expert on that. If one of these chefs was well, I just don't know French technique, someone would probably be huh?
Yeah.
But if they're I actually have never had spice. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Chris's story was really interesting in the episode too, of growing up in New Hampshire and being I grew up with this food in my house, but because it wasn't around me, where I'm, have my restaurant now, and because it's not in the training that we get to have, I didn't get to learn everything that I wanted to.
Totally. I mean, a huge, I've never been to culinary school, but I wonder, how.
Yeah. Can't be too different from regular school.
Right?
Everything,
in terms of the Western centric.
Yes.
I think it's so disappointing too that that was always, I thought about going to culinary school so many times and it's been a huge deterrent that I have no interest in French food whatsoever. And I think there is something to say about learning classic technique, but at the same time, I'm just I don't care.
Yes. I think that is ultimately how I feel about French food. So our dishes that we get here. Well, first of all, there's a really cool, if you didn't see the episode, just they go to several different Pan-African, West African restaurants. And Kwame from season 13 and Gregory from season 12 and 17 come and kind of are their tour guides and are hey, here's what Haitian food looks like. Here's what, all these other types of food look like. And I think it's so cool. They got to go to multiple restaurants to be get that little education. Here's it a couple of times in different ways, prepared by different cultures. And to even show all the cool crossover between Indian culture, Trinidadian, Nigerian, Haitian.
Yeah, there's
so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Really quickly that the man from the Guyanese restaurant was the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my entire life.
The
You notice that?
his last name was Singh, correct?
I believe so.
Yes, because I do have that disease where I go Indian person.
Came on screen and I was literally like and I'm gay, so it's not like I was like, give me some of that. But I was like, I was so taken aback I was struck by him visually, which like I feel like doesn't really happen to me very often. I couldn't believe how beautiful that man was.
He had a very gentle spirit, I'll say.
I'm sure that adds to it.
Yeah. My standout owner was of the Haitian restaurant. I think her name was Matilda. She was just the cutest woman.
So
I was like,
yeah.
oh my God.
I
She's
know.
like, did you like it? It's like, yeah, of course we did.
Yeah. So here are the dishes that got made. Byron made pan-seared snapper marinated in red stew with cassava cod cake and escalabish.
That sounds great.
It sounds good. Yeah.
It sounds so good. Brittany, who admitted she does not like spice, which was almost like, it's tough. Like, I wonder what you guys think about this. Like, for me, I could never be like a professional chef, I believe, because I have not, one, tasted enough types of cuisine, and two, I don't eat half of the foods people eat. As like a vegetarian that eats a lot of vegan. I mean, I could have a vegan restaurant, I guess. But spice is so, God, I'm just like, can you be a chef and be like, I hate spice?
I think no.
You clearly can in some
No,
capacity.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about it. I think it's I'm bored. I don't care. I'm also like, stop talking about it. That's irritating to me.
Yeah.
Like there are things where it's like, I think it's different being like, well, I don't eat like pork or I don't eat meat or whatever. I think those things are totally different. That are things that are like, I choose not to eat them for, you know, whatever reason, or even like having celiac disease or a dairy allergy or whatever, like all those things. But to just be like over and over again to say that like, I can't handle spice. Also when like what, you can't handle spicy food, or you can't handle seasoning, because some of the stuff that they were serving them wasn't spicy. It's just like seasoned. So I'm like,
all different kinds of spice too. So yeah, I find it hard to, I mean, I guess it's like if her palate truly can't handle it, I'm sure that's something that is out of her control. But yeah, to not maybe recognize like this is this type of heat and I can mimic that in other ways, or I could find a way to do it more subtle that would be okay for my palate.
Yeah, because I think that's what I was running into. Is just like, I think if first of all, if it is such that every single item on the table was all unanimously equally spicy, which is probably not true. Honestly, if that was the case while I was eating, I would probably ask the owner a question about it and be like, are there dishes or modifications that make this less spicy? Because I think it's just like, I don't know. Yeah,
But she said there was one that reminded her of like a lobster roll or something too, or like something from Maryland. So I was like, well, like she already had the inspiration. So I wasn't quite sure why she got hung up on spice, but maybe it was just something she got in her head about it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, especially like, cooking German food. I don't know. Just an interesting thing. So Brittany ended up making pickled mackerel with an allspice fritter, red stew, and I wish she had stopped there, because when she said she added coconut cream, I went, no, because also coconut cream is so sweet. I was like, not even coconut milk, but even then, that's just gonna mellow out this whole deal.
Yeah.
And charred cucumber. I had to. I'm a thumbs down on this one, unfortunately, even though I like Brittany. Nelson made, I'm going to say this super wrong, obe ata dindin, braised chicken, jerk spice yuca, sweet plantains, and a fava bean puree. Fuck yeah, all day.
Yeah.
I'm desperate to go to wherever Nelson is cooking.
I think Nelson is so, I'll say it, I have him in my bracket, in this bracket I am doing.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
yeah, actually, it's a very huge deal. You know who Mike Trapp is? We're doing a bracket together. And he's in my bracket, and I think he's like pretty low key so far, but has always made stuff that people liked, but he just doesn't have like a big gregarious personality. I love it. Jamie made crispy snapper, turmeric couscous, heirloom tomatoes, and pickles.
This was one of my top ones for sure. I would really like that.
There are two thoughts I had on this. This sounded really delicious. One, two, for those who didn't see the episode, Jamie talks about how it reminded her of a Vietnamese dish. She's a Vietnamese, I don't know if she's Vietnamese American or Vietnamese. She's a Vietnamese person. And I thought that was really cool. Again, I just love those like cross-cultural connections. And the other thing I wanted to say is famously in season 11 of Top Chef, someone cooks a Vietnamese dish with tomatoes and Tom gets inside their asshole saying
Not
like
just Tom, it's a bunch of people.
A bunch of people are like Vietnamese food, like why would you do tomatoes? I do not claim to know anything about Vietnamese food, but it's simply interesting and it's simply something I'll point out.
Yeah.
Well, and it was weird, Rake and I, because I've had, once again, I'm not an expert, as Rake said, I'm not an expert on Vietnamese food, but I've had a lot of Vietnamese food like in different parts of in America, and I like Vietnamese food a lot, and I've had things with tomato in them or a tomato-based sauce. So I was like, that's weird. And the places that I went to, I'm like, these places seemed like they were making authentic Vietnamese food. And then you Google it and it's like, yeah, that is a thing. So I'm like, did they just not, it was so weird.
Yes, it is weird. It was weird. It's still weird. I think about it a lot. And we're gonna put that away. We're gonna remember that. And everyone feel free to bring it up whenever it comes up because it's going to come up again. Okay. Dawn made curried goat, crispy roti, and fondant potatoes with a green pepper sauce.
Yeah.
That green pepper sauce.
So good.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Truly.
I'm a big fan of just anything like the utensil is the bread and you sop everything all together and eat it. Yeah, I like that.
Yes, I think my love language is sopping bread.
Yeah.
That's the other one they don't talk about. Gabriel made, and I'm putting it in quotes because the lower third did, red stew, which was like a braised Oregon lamb shoulder with goat cheese, mashed potatoes, and suya spice dusted potato chips.
Okay, this sounded good to me, but I didn't like when he was describing it and he put the red stew in air quotes.
Yes, I think this sounds fine. It doesn't sound like the challenge. I guess he lost me with goat cheese mashed potatoes in terms of like the challenge.
Yes, I agree with you. But what I'll say is in his defense, which I can't believe I'm saying,
Yeah.
in his defense, I do feel like he did a good job of
translating,
taking something that isn't his, because to me, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's so hard to draw the line between like appropriation and appreciation. And I'm not really sure like which one this one is. I think hopefully he did a good job of being inspired by a thing, because I feel like some people in this challenge tried to make it a little bit literal, but it wasn't necessarily like spot on, because you can't replicate something that those people are doing as well as they're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
He knew that. So part of me wants to commend him a little bit for being like, well, good for you for not trying to just replicate something you know you can't replicate and doing your version of it. I do think it's condescending to put red stew in air quotes. I get what he was doing, but it still didn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
Well, this is also when Richard Blaze comes out and says that I'll say what we're all thinking. This dish is too white. And I was like,
and just a breath at home of like, what is this idiot gonna say? Please.
Richard is good at what he does, but he's very much playing for sound bites.
And you know what? He killed it. The crowd went wild.
And
they
I
loved
was
it.
like, you knew this was gonna.
Yeah, he's taking an improv class. I'll say it.
I'd never heard of fancy potatoes before, or mashed potato, or designer. What did they call them? Is that just when you put extra shit in them that isn't butter and milk?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Chris made a piece marinated red snapper with a crispy rice cake, twice fried plantains, and a mushroom and bean puree.
I mean, it sounds great. Yeah.
Sounds good. Like mushroom and bean puree, I was curious. Like the mushroom part didn't sound like it went with the rest of it, but I'll eat it, whatever.
Yeah.
Sarah made coconut rice porridge with jerk spice gravy, pork floss style salt cod with peanuts and pickles.
This is definitely, my fave.
I love peanuts in a savory dish.
Me too.
Me
oh my
too.
God. I love peanuts. I love pickles. I love something mushy and like that all of my mushes can mush together in this.
I love a savory like oatmeal or porridge too. I like because it just is so creamy on its own. And then I'm a fan for sure.
If you guys are Melissa King fans in the audience, Melissa King had a congee making class that Jordan and I both took. The congee is so good. And I'm like,
you got to meet her?
It was like, no, it was like she can see all of us.
I gotcha.
We can't she can't see us, but we can see her.
We did a magic show like that. It was very fun.
But the kanji class that Melissa taught was excellent, and I believe that all of those are online if you are interested. And
definitely,
a thing that's cool about kanji and a lot of rice porridges is like all these toppings you can put on them. And pork floss was one of the ones Melissa said is a favorite, and it sounds so good. Okay, so then we have Kiki with beef saka with fufu. And I'll say part of Kiki's story was that her father is from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and she was inspired by a Congo dish. This sounds
great. I love any type of hearty soup with just little dough dropped in it for sure.
God,
not that I've had this specifically, but it looked familiar, like something I have had. Yeah.
I think I've only had fufu maybe once.
What's the consistency like? What's something maybe similar that you've had? Is it like a dumpling? Like when you kind of put a dumpling in a soup?
The one I've had, I don't know if it was like authentic, but it's almost like if you took something really starchy, like cassava or like a potato, and mix it with flour, so it just becomes a little more meldable.
Yeah.
And then you use that to like rip and dip.
Yeah.
And like
that sounds amazing.
Really
a little sticky,
sticky.
Kind of dense.
Okay.
Not super strong in flavor.
But a really good like base and a really great like texture with like a rich peanut stew or something really spicy.
Yeah, she said the base of hers was peanuts too. It sounded so good. Yeah.
So I was so bummed at Judge's table. Then Gabe made braised chicken with heirloom beans, plantain dumplings, and pickles escabeche. That sounds so good.
Yeah.
Avishar made shrimp and grits with eggplant.
This was another favorite. Yeah, if shrimp and grits is on the menu, I'm gonna get it. It's so good.
Same.
This sounds so good. Maria made a black-eyed pea crema with oxtail, masa, plantain crumble, and a habanero avocado oil. Oh my God. Yes, masa. Oh, okay. And then Shoda.
I love her energy in the kitchen too. I love Maria.
She's very sweet. I like her. And very cool, focused, and yes, I like her whole vibe. Then Shoda, our guy, our friend. We love Shoda. Black cod and cabbage with turmeric, clove, and allspice sauce. And if you didn't see it, I will tell you that when it was sat down at at the table, people were like, this looks like a Japanese dish. And Shoda cooks a lot of Japanese food. And when they ate it, they were like, that's so crazy. It looks Japanese, but that's
crazy. Yeah.
Completely like West African. And for that, 2 big old thumbs up. I love that. So beautiful, so respectful. I love how excited he was by the cabbage at the restaurant. Just so many little gentle darling chefs.
Yeah.
Talking about, Shoda compared to Brittany, and I think it's true, is like Shoda finding one thing, because he also said he doesn't really cook with a lot of spices and things like that, but he found one thing like the cabbage to be excited about. That's where Brittany went wrong. She didn't lead with excitement, she led with fear. Exactly,
100%. And even in the restaurant, you saw him telling like the owner, like, this cabbage is so like, just that excitement, that curiosity, that those connections being made in his mind. Ugh, I got goosebumps. Okay.
Shoda's plates too always have like pops of like purple. It always just looks like a pretty garden. It's so, yeah.
If you're a Shoda fan, he often posts how he made each dish on Instagram. And it's like, they look professionally shot. I don't know who's shooting them. They're so slick. And it's like, here's like that little like swipe of duck sauce. And here's the cabbage.
Contestants know how to do it now. They have like everything ready to go for each episode. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. Drag Race too. People are so good at it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So now we're at judges table. On the bottom is Kiki, Chris, and Brittany, which was a bummer. I really didn't want to see Kiki in the bottom. And on top, we have Shoda, Dawn, and Jamie, which is so cool. And the winner is Dawn, which is great. We love.
She's so hard on herself too. Those first couple episodes, I was like, no.
It's a little off-putting. It makes me, I'm like, I get really like nervous around the energy of people who are like afraid to make mistakes because I make so
But she's like an Olympian too, so it totally makes sense where she's coming from. That like
totally.
Yeah. It's less of a profession, like we'll feel it out.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's nice to see her take a W for this. And then Brittany got eliminated. Bummer, but sort of we saw that maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Overall,
she left very gracefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What did we think of the episode? Did we like? Did we hate? Did we like? I loved it. I thought this was a great one. Yeah. I think Portland has been killing it.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, but I love that there's a bigger table of like tasters, even if there's not.
Definitely. I'm a huge Gregory fan too. I remember in All Stars, because I have back pain and he was working with back pain that whole time. And I was like, I had so much respect for him because he never really complained about it. He like, not that that's like important either. You can complain and still be good, but it just like, I just really respect him.
He's for any big Gregory fans in the house, he's got a cookbook coming out on May 11th.
Yes.
And Powell Books is doing a little Zoom like conference with him to like do a little Q&A, which
Rika and I will be there.
Rika and I, Jordan and I, Rika and I are gonna be there. We decided to go. Yeah, I'm really digging Portland. I think they took the COVID challenges and like made them make the show better.
Yes.
Which is very cool. Nick just said Shoda's dish. You know what? That's what I'm getting tattooed on my arm. Shoda's dish. Literally Shoda's dish. Shoda's dish. In big, like, ugly letters.
Shaved part of the head. Shoda's dish.
Incredible. Well, guys, as you know, I've been popping it in the chat. We are still taking donations to Heart of Dinner all season long. So please, if you've got 50 cents, if you've got 50K, you can donate it to Heart of Dinner, a wonderful organization that helps deliver food and groceries to the elderly Asian community in New York City. That would be much appreciated. If you want to spread the word, please do. And Jess, we do a couple of things for each guest before we leave. And one of them is, if you had to go into this challenge and make something. Now, I know maybe, like, I don't know what your experience with West African cuisine is, but to the best of your ability, what do you think you would have made?
My first thought went to Jamaican food. And so probably some type of like fish. And I know like cooking the fish whole is really important. So like, even though I have never done that personally in my life, if I was this master chef version, some type of fish with some type of maybe coconutty rice and like plantains, bring in a lot of heat, but with the sweet too, so that they play off of each other would be my plan going in.
I love that. Sounds delicious.
So we are going to pit your dish against Dawn's dish in our Instagram stories, and whoever wins get something huge, and whoever
Oh
loses
my God.
has to leave the country. It's a pretty steep competition.
It only seems fair. Okay.
Right, I get it. And then one other thing, Jess. Oh, is it? Oh, I can tell her. You are top chef.
Oh my God. I think I deserve it the most this episode. Finally.
We've been waiting season after season. Jess has been there.
Yeah.
She's been waiting for it.
Yes. Yay.
Incredible. Well, Jess, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all our viewers. Oh my God, we love you guys coming back week after week. Please follow Talk Chef on Instagram. Follow Jess on Instagram at Jessica Ross Comedy. Her info is also in the description. If you want to donate to Heart of Dinner, Venmo at JORDANMYR1CK. Taking donations all season long. Wow, Elaine says congrats, Jess.
Thank you. Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna do with all the hefty bags and like
probably put all my Talenti containers in them when I'm done.
Yeah. When you're gonna take them in
Talenti gelati.
free.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.